Okay, hello and welcome to the webinar today on how to price and package your school speaking products. If you're in a webinar today, you're in the right place. This is a really important webinar, I think, for anyone that wants to really start their own school speaking business or speaking business and really get serious about it. Today, I'm going to give you just literally like a blueprint almost how you can do that, how you can establish yourself as a school speaker. Cool. All right. So before we go in, a bit of an introduction, what today is all about. Well, a bit about myself, first of all, in a moment. I'll tell you who this is for exactly, and we'll look at exactly how we're going to price and package our school speaking product. So, thank you for joining us today. If you're here, you're in the right place. If you've got a question at any time, you can raise your hand, and then I'll come to you and I'll answer your question for you. If you're not sure about anything I'm going to be sharing, this is really like a 15, 20-minute webinar today. And I guarantee someone listening out there, you're thinking, boy, how do I put this together? I always say everybody needs a coach. When I first started out, I had a coach that coached me in the industry, and I have many other guys now in my mastermind and what have you who are doing the same thing as me, and I've taken it to different levels. So I really encourage you, get a coach to help you to do that. Now, I'm offering, as I always do my webinars, a free 30-minute coaching session for anyone that hears this stuff and is interested to go further. Please drop me an email. It's errol@errollawson.com, and I'll be happy to kind of assist you and help you journey through your process. All right. So, about myself, first of all, my name's Errol. I'm an author. I've written a couple of books. My first one's called From the Postcode to the Globe: How to Overcome Limitations and Realize Your Potential. My second one's called Teampreneur: How to Build a Business in Your Teens. All right. Really recommend that. And if you're a reader, or you got a young person in your family or you're connected to, notebooks are on Amazon right now. Go and get those and be blessed. I have a podcast called the Rising Generation Leadership Podcast, which goes out on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and on Stitcher, where I interview leaders from around the world, Christian leaders from around the world who are doing great things, and I hear their stories, share their stories with us, get lots of insight and wisdom from them. Really encourage you to go and check that out as well. In 2014, I was voted local hero for my work in the community in Birmingham here and around the UK. It was a nice little touch that was. Appreciate that one. And then it was a Bex Live in 2015. I was Young Male Entrepreneur of the Year. And then this year, I'm a finalist in the Birmingham Young Professional of the Year, which is announced next week, actually. So, yeah, really chuffed with that one as well. And I say all this to say, you know what, not to brag, but to give you a sense of credibility in a sense. I've been doing this stuff for a while. My company here is called Emerge Leadership, started back in 2010, where we go into schools across the UK and also in Ghana, in Africa, where we mentor and we coach leaders, teachers, young people aged 13 to 19 mostly through our workshops, motivational talks. And we're literally just trying to make the world a better place by empowering, inspiring young leaders to be effective, to be impactful, to be visionary, to make a difference. And that's what we love to do. And we're really committed to doing that. Check out the website for that, www.emerge-leadership.com. It's my darling wife there, Kenny. Probably my biggest inspiration right in my life, no doubt about it. We've been married almost a year now, and just I'm inspired by her as well to keep going, to keep doing this stuff, and to keep making an impact in the lives of others. So, who's this webinar for today? Who's this webinar for? It's for anybody out there who's a coach, a speaker. You want to facilitate workshops in schools with young people, with teachers and leaders. This is for you, man. This can be a transformational webinar for you today. Yes, we offer the free coaching session, but it's not all about that. We're going to give you as much value as possible in these next 15, 20 minutes that will hopefully help you get the mindset and the outlook you need to take your business to the next level. I want you to get enough today in this call that will help you to do what you need to do. All right. So here we go. About pricing and packaging. Here's the main point of our webinar today. There's no such thing as a speaking business. There is an ecosystem. What do I mean by that? My encouragement to you guys listening today is to not to think of yourself as a speaker who goes into schools, as a one-off speaker. You go in, you do a talk, you go home, you may come back another time, you go to another school, do something else. No, there's an ecosystem to this. There's a process. There's a journey you're taking your customers and clients on from the very first interaction with them until whenever really goes on. It develops over time. There's an ecosystem. It's a relationship that you're building with your clients or prospective clients. Let me break it down for you. The ecosystem, right? So it looks something like this. This is an example for you, all right? It's just an example of what I think it looks like for you, maybe, or myself as a speaker, workshop facilitator, mentor, coach in schools. There's four types of products that you want to create. All right, four types of products I believe you have to create to make your business work. There's no such thing as a business, speaking business. There's an ecosystem, and in that ecosystem, I believe are four kinds or groups of products. The first one is the gift, which is your free product. The second is your product for your prospects, those that have subscribed to your gift. And then there's your core products. There may be those who have been your prospects have now bought into your core product. And then there's your product for customers, for your customers. Let me break it down even further for you. Your gift. What is your gift? Well, your gift, as I said, is free. All right. Your gift could be, for example, a free mastermind group. It might be that you say to one of your local schools, I want to offer you, Sir, Mrs., such and such, a free leadership mastermind group for your newly qualified teachers, absolutely free of charge, so I can demonstrate to you how good I am and how good my packages and programs are, completely free of charge. And what you're going to do to them in that mastermind group is prove your results, right? Get results. And because of that, they want to continue a relationship with you. So a free MMG could be one. Videos, YouTube videos, online videos, whether you send them out to your mailing list or you have them on your YouTube channel, free videos online. Again, it's all about getting people to know you, like you, trust you. If they can't see you, if they're not aware of you, then they're not going to buy from you. All right. So videos is one way you can do that. Blog posts. Again, like your blog posts can be, sent out by your newsletter to your mailing list. It can be that you post them on your website, your personal blog. Your blog content again is kind of advertising who you are, your message, your solution, the difference you make in your blog posts. Social media. We've got to be really intentional about what we post on our social media through our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it. We've got to be mindful that our prospective clients or customers are seeing this, and we want to build our brand and we want to build our relationship with them. And this is one way we're doing it, through our free gift, which can be through our social media. Podcasts. Again, I have a podcast. You may have a podcast specific to your message, specific to your target audience. And your podcast, again, is connecting you with a group of people potentially around the world who've never heard of you, but now they're hearing of you because you've promoted a podcast and you're getting your message out there. Books or ebooks. Again, your books can be sold, but they can also be free. You can give them away. Maybe you speak at an event or at your local church or local group somewhere, and you give away books, or you sit at the back of the room to people, or you give them away. You put them in the post, perhaps, to a prospective client or customer. Same with your ebooks. You send a PDF version out to your prospective customers. Brochures, again, really, really important. A brochure that you have in hand, that a printed brochure just says to your customers that you're serious. You feel better as well because you've got one in your hand and you know that in there you thought through the content you put in there. It all makes sense to people, and you've got your brochure, you've got your order forms in place, you've got your booking forms in place. All these things are really important in that process as you're trying to build that relationship with your customer. You might do free talks. Your free talk, what maybe call your showcase, or your kind of your introductory complimentary talk, is again a way of kind of building that relationship with your audience, connecting with your target audience, connecting with your customer who pays for your services. Remember, the kids don't pay, the schools pay. that gives you a chance to build a relationship with the school, with the teachers. They can see what you do, see how good you are. And I always say to my coaching clients, be prepared to do stuff for free. Just to build that relationship with the school, get them to feel you out, you feel them out. Be prepared to do stuff for free at the beginning. If not, in fact, not even at the beginning. I do free stuff all the time. All right, it's really important you understand that. Now, one thing to add here, this sounds like a lot to create, right? A lot of content to create in that kind of free gift section. But what you can do, you can repurpose your content. So, for example, let's say you've got a video, you do a video for a few minutes about a topic or subject. You can have that video transcribed by a freelancer somewhere or a family member, even. And that transcribed video can now be a blog post, for example. Your podcast can be transcribed. You can do excerpts from your books and release that as blog posts as well. And so there's different ways of repurposing content so you're not having to create loads and loads and loads of new stuff. Really, really key to think about that. Then you've got after your free gift now. So remember, I want you to think of these four things, by the way. So your gift, next to your P for P, or your product for prospects, your core products, and your P for C, or your product for customers. Think about these as a staircase. You're going up a level each time, all right, in value and in price as well. Now, your P for P, or your product for prospects, is where you make profit in your business. In fact, in the other products, your free stuff, you're still you begin to make revenue, I should say, rather. You're turning over revenue now in your P for P products, right? And this is anything up to £1,000 you're charging. So in here is your books. So you may charge for books. You may be at the back of the room. After you finish speaking, you sell your books for £10, £15. Maybe it's your audio books that are downloaded on audible.com, for example, and you're charging for now for a few pounds. Maybe you offer some coaching sessions. Again, now you've got your prospects are kind of into your ecosystem. They may choose to go a step further with you, and they may actually say, you know what, I want to have some coaching sessions, please. Then there's the mastermind group. You may say to a few of your clients, let's get together, 5 or 6 of you. We'll do one big group of people who are interested in coaching, in school speaking business, and I'll coach you on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis in a mastermind group, and you charge them. Maybe you do motivational talks. Maybe you're charging for your talks. Maybe you're charging £100, £200, £300, £500 for a talk. However much value you're confidently able to propose, really to give and to say, hey, this is what I'm worth. It's all about your confidence and your willingness, you being in a place mentally and psychologically to say that number, whatever your number is, £500, £600. It's about your confidence and knowing you're offering real value. Webinars. Again, you can do webinars in which you charge people to attend your webinars. You can do a half-day workshop. Now, I know people that charge up to £1,000, maybe even for a half-day workshop. Some charge maybe a couple of £100 for a half-day workshop. Completely depends on you. What I always say is use wisdom. The school speaking business is one that has to maintain. We all have to work to maintain a solid reputation, right? Because there are those out there that go into schools and they charge crazy prices and they don't turn up, they don't deliver, they can't connect with the kids, there's no results. And that's not good for us as an industry. So I really encourage people listening to say, hey, when you're charge what you know you can deliver on, get results, and give great value for whatever that price you're charging is. Give great value. So that's your product for prospects. And then you've got your core products. So now you're charging £1,000 and above. This is your core product because this is the one that you want to sell most of, to be honest with you. I said £1,000 and above there. I would say you want to be looking at 2.5 to 3 grand really for your core product. You want to sell as many of these as you possibly can. All right. Now, what might these be? This might be a 6-week mentoring program, for example. It might be a full-day workshop. Again, I know people who charge a day, maybe even a couple of grand, 2.5 grand for a full day, because they've got the reputation, they've got the proof that they can deliver and get results, and people don't question it because they know that, and they'll find the money to get it because they know the person is good at what they do. So the 6 week mentoring program could be anything from you could be doing like an hour a week. You could be doing 2 hours a week with a certain group of students. For example, right now running a student leadership 6 week program for all the student leaders in one school. I've run 10 week programs where I worked with a whole year group once a week for 10 weeks. There's different ways you can package it depending on your message and your content. So when you figured your story out, you figured out your key points and your key product points, what you're offering, the problems that you solve for your client or customer, you then can package that into a program that becomes your core product. Your full day workshop, again, I said you can charge up to a couple of grand for that at times. And then maybe I mentioned earlier, a 6 week leadership development program could also be a type of core product that you might offer to your school or your client base. All right. But here's the thing, guys. Key thing here, right? Okay, let me come to that. I'll come back to that. So your product number 4 is your product for customers. So remember this is I want you to get the mindset here, guys, that we're not just going and speaking, all right? We're not one hit wonders going into a school or contacting a school, ringing schools, trying to get a gig from schools. We're trying to build a relationship and get them into our ecosystem. It's all about that relationship. So the question is, what can you offer? What can you do for free, first of all? And I gave you a great list there of things you can possibly do. There are others you can add to that list, things like free consultation, free coaching session, different things you can do. Your P for P, followed by your core products and your product for customers, which can be something like an online course. You could do an online course for parents, where I know one gentleman does a course for parents where he's recorded 52 videos, short videos, 6 to 8 minutes in length, and he releases one of those a week to parents. And parents pay about $100, say, and they buy the package, which is the 52 videos, and they simply subscribe, and every week he emails them a video. It's the products, right? $100, 6 minute videos, done. Once it's done, that's just selling for you. Just selling it wherever you go, just selling it, and it becomes an income generator. All right, so you're thinking about other products now for those who are in your stream at that point. Cool. So, key points. We'll come to a Q&A in a moment, but key points for you to think about. I want you to think about what is it now, like your key points, things to think about, right? Is that we don't advertise or market our core products. We don't focus on marketing that. We focus on marketing our gift and our product for prospects. Those are the ones that we're advertising. Those are the ones that we're letting people know about most of all. And it's those ones. You see, the reality is, okay, some people may come into your business straight away at a core product, but it won't. That's not very likely. If they do, it may be because of a referral, a recommendation, perhaps. It can happen. It can happen. But the likelihood is that they come into your business, to your ecosystem, because they've heard of you, they know you, they like you, and they trust you because of what you've done through your gifts and your P for Ps. They're taking you seriously. They know you add value. They know you've got testimonials out there, and your testimonials again are another P for P. Testimonials. All right. So you focus on advertising and marketing your gift and your product for prospects, not your core products. I hope that makes sense. All right. So last thing to share you today, was to say, get some coaching. All right, guys. I know I've thrown out loads of stuff right there, guys. This stuff works. I'm telling you from experience, right? People fail sometimes because they try to jump in at the deep end and try and sell something to a school. The school's never heard of them. There's no reputation out there. There's no online presence out there. They're not Googleable. If you Google the person, there's nothing there. You've got to be Googleable. And you're Googleable because of your gifts and your P for Ps, all right? Guys, I really, really hope that's helped you today, right? I want to encourage you again, right? Get your free coaching session, all right? If you want to be a speaker, you want to get into the speaking industry, you want to unpack all of this and begin to just to get that clarity you need and get it all mapped out. I want to encourage you guys, email. The email's right at the bottom there. Just email and put in that subject heading. I'm ready to get started, and we'll do this. We'll get this coaching set up and help you to get the clarity you need and get you out there making a difference in the lives of as many young people as possible. All right? Thank you for listening. I wish you all the best in your journey. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to get in touch. All right. Thanks for listening. God bless you.